She couldn't walk. A single dad did what billionaire doctors couldn't. Mom collapsed in tears. The doctors had already decided her future. Paralyzed from the waist down, they said gently, the way people do when they think kindness can soften devastation. We've tried everything money can buy. From the glass hallway outside the hospital room, Clara Whitmore heard every word. Billionaire doctors. World-renowned specialists. Machines that cost more than most homes. And still, nothing. Inside the room, her 8-year-old daughter Lily sat on the bed, legs thin and motionless beneath a pink blanket, drawing flowers she could no longer run through. Clara pressed her hand to the cold wall and felt her heart break quietly, the way it had been breaking for months. She didn't see him at first. Jake Miller was just there to fix the elevators. A single dad. Grease-stained work boots. A lunch pail with his son's name written in Sharpie. He'd taken the hospital maintenance job because the hours worked around school pickup, and the insurance covered asthma meds his boy needed. When Jake rolled his toolbox down the pediatric wing, he noticed Lily immediately, not because she was sick, but because she smiled at him. "Your shoes squeak," she said, pointing. Jake laughed. "They do that when they're nervous." "Why are they nervous?" "Because hospitals scare them," he said, crouching down. Lily giggled. For a second, the room didn't feel like a place where dreams went to die. Clara watched from the doorway, surprised by the sound of her daughter's laughter. It had become rare, precious. "You don't have to entertain her," Clara said softly. "I know," Jake replied. "But I like to." Over the next few days, Jake found excuses to pass Lily's room. He fixed a flickering light that didn't need fixing. Adjusted a thermostat already working fine. Each time, Lily's face lit up like he brought the sun with him. He talked to her, not about medicine, but about life. He told her how his son, Ben, had learned to ride a bike after falling so many times Jake lost count. "I cried," Lily admitted one afternoon. "When I fell." "So did Ben," Jake said. "Crying just means you care about getting back up." Clara listened from her chair, torn between gratitude and pain. Hope was dangerous. She had learned that. One afternoon, Jake noticed something odd. When Lily laughed too hard, her foot twitched. Just barely. He didn't say anything at first. He wasn't a doctor. He was a guy who fixed broken things. But broken things had taught him to notice details others missed. The next day, he brought something with him, a small rubber ball. "Want to play a game?" he asked. "I can't," Lily said quickly, eyes dropping. "You don't have to stand," Jake said. "Just try kicking it. Even a little." Lily hesitated. Clara opened her mouth to stop him, but something in Jake's calm made her pause. Lily focused, tongue between her teeth. Nothing. Then, tap. The ball rolled an inch. The room went silent. "Did you see that?" Lily whispered. Clara's breath caught. Her hands flew to her mouth. Jake didn't celebrate. He didn't shout. He just nodded gently, like he'd been expecting it all along. "Again," he said. The doctors dismissed it at first. "Reflex," one said. "Wishful thinking," another added. But Jake kept coming. Every day after his shift, unpaid, he sat with Lily. He brought games, stories, tiny challenges disguised as fun. "Can you wiggle your toe to the beat? Can you push this pencil off the table? Can you pretend your foot is a superhero waking up?" Slow progress. Almost invisible. But progress. One night, Clara broke down in the empty hallway. "I don't understand," she sobbed. "We paid millions. The best minds in the world. And you." Jake looked uncomfortable. "I'm not doing anything special." "You are," Clara said through tears. "Why?" Jake thought of Ben. Of nights he'd sat by his son's bed counting breaths. Of being told asthma might never go away. Because no one should be given up on, he said simply. Weeks passed. Lily's movement became undeniable. The same doctors who once shook their heads now stared at charts in disbelief. How did this start? One finally asked. Clara looked at Jake, standing quietly near the door. He listened to her, she said. Before anyone else did. Then came the day everything changed. Jake was late. A pipe had burst in the basement. Lily waited, eyes on the door. When he finally arrived, breathless, he held out his hand. I need you to try something brave today. What? Lily asked. Stand, he said. The room froze. Clara stood up, shaking. Jake, maybe not. I'll be right here, he said gently. And so will your mom. Lily's hands trembled as she gripped the bed rail. I'm scared, she whispered. So am I, Jake said. But scared doesn't mean stop. She pushed. Her legs shook violently. For a moment, it looked impossible. Then, she stood. 1 second. 2. 3. Clara screamed and collapsed to her knees, sobbing openly as Lily fell back onto the bed laughing and crying at the same time. I did it. Lily shouted. Doctors rushed in. Nurses cried. Phones came out. But Jake stepped back, wiping his eyes. A week later, the hospital board called Clara into a meeting. They offered experimental programs. Media coverage. Headlines. They also offered Jake a job, consultant, assistant, something impressive with a paycheck that dwarfed his maintenance salary. Jake declined. I already have a job, he said. Fixing what people overlook. Instead, the hospital did something else. They created a program based on his approach, time, patience, human connection. They called it the Miller Method. Jake never asked for credit. Lily walked out of the hospital holding her mother's hand. As they passed the elevators, she let go and ran, straight into Jake's arms. You didn't give up on me, she said. Jake smiled. Neither did you. Clara hugged him, tears still falling. You gave me my daughter back. Jake shook his head gently. You never lost her. Years later, Lily would walk onto a stage to speak about resilience. She would tell the world that sometimes the greatest healing doesn't come from machines or money, but from someone who believes when it's hardest to believe. And somewhere in the crowd, a single dad with worn-out boots would clap the loudest, holding his son's hand. Because kindness, when given freely, can do what even billions cannot.